Hello, beloved friends. I'm Reverend Kira and back with you for our 21 days of abundant living. As we've explored these ideas and realizations of what it is to live an abundant life, we are taking it into this living reality. We're embedding these principles and beginning to understand what it means to live from the principles of abundance, of life ever abundant, of prosperity consciousness. And I want to share with you that one of the things that Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, did was really tapped into the infinite resources to find the wisdom that he shared in his Metaphysical Bible Dictionary and in his Revealing Word. Both of these are incredible gifts for us to understand what beyond the physical is being presented, whether it be the biblical teachings, whether it be understanding the flow of abundance and living from that. See, we see Jesus as our wayshower. Jesus is the example that is what is available to each and every one of us. So that living example, everything that he did was a demonstration of living from a higher principle, from a consciousness of his oneness with the divine, of his oneness with the abundance and the prosperity of the universe that is always everywhere present. Always everywhere present. In the metaphysical book Revealing Word, Charles Fillmore gives a definition of abundance. He said, abundance is spiritual ideas in consciousness of the omnipresent supply and support of the one mind, invisible substance with infinite capacity of expansion when held in mind. Infinite capacity of expansion. It can expand and expand and expand. Now, he said that when it's held in mind, when it's affirmed and it's praised, he said, all things whatsoever the Father hath are mine. This is out of John 16. Now, abundance has steps in demonstrating, and Jesus showed these to us when he fulfilled the need for food for those of the 5,000 that were in front of him in the story of the loaves and fishes. So what he did was he had his disciples already gathering what was already present. So in that gathering what was already present, we notice what are the gifts, what is the ability that we have to already live from this abundance. We have an abundance of divine ideas, of spiritual awareness, and we can tap into that. Then he also praised it at thanks and gave thanks in advance. He didn't wait until he saw the demonstration. He was in thanksgiving with gratitude. He filled himself to overflowing with the gratitude and the awareness of what a gift was already received, that every mouth was fed, that every hunger met, every thirst quenched. He held this consciousness. Are you holding the spirit of abundance and the ever-flowing substance as expansive enough to fulfill every need? And are you living from that consciousness? Not something we're seeking to get to because we don't have. What that does is keep us in the flow of lack and limitation. If I believe I have to get to it, I'm not already living from the conscious awareness of the abundance of the universe, of the consciousness of the divine supply that is available all places at all times. Now, if you look at, that was the definition of abundance. When he looks at the definition of prosperity, additionally, he said this is the consciousness of God as the abundant, ever-present, everywhere resource. Everywhere present. Everywhere present. So the resources are everywhere present, even when we don't see them. They are unfailing and ready for all who open themselves to that realization through faith. So again, we're going to a knowing that this is already existing. It's not something we have to get to. He already goes on to say, prosperity is based on the conscious possession of the idea of God's abundance back of things. Things come and go, but the idea of abundance endures. The idea of abundance endures. So when Jesus recognized he had, he went through life, he had no possessions in the time that we study in his biblical teachings. but he could still supply thousands of persons with food by calling on and praising and giving thanks to the invisible spirit of plenty. So the difference between spiritual prosperity and material prosperity is one is founded on the understanding of the inexhaustible and the omnipresent substance of spirit as the true source of supply. The material belief is that the possession of things constitutes prosperity. Well, we know that prosperity is an experience of knowing and fulfilling the law within ourselves by living from that idea that there is an ever-flowing substance and ever-expansive consciousness available to us. And so as we live into this abundant living going forward, not just for these 21 days of our pledge drive and knowing this truth, but living it as a way of life, as a consciousness that now becomes a living presence within me, because you've been studying this, you've been working with it for these 21 days. You are embedding in yourself the habitual awareness and practice of an abundant life that is based upon the substance of the universe. That is the life that Jesus demonstrated for us. How consciously are you engaging the affirmative prayers, the ability to speak into, yes, the abundance, even when it is not seen, to knowing the truth that God's inexhaustible supply and resource is the gift that is given to us for living life. And so as you begin to open to this, what is that living awareness in you? Is it a constant? Is it an awareness that endures because it's not based upon things that are in form in this world? It's based upon the infinite, inexhaustible supply of the universe. It is my joy to see you living into this abundance, to see you knowing the truth for yourself. And as you do so, this is an important thing. I'm going to give you a little statement here. I hear so many people say, well, I would be abundant, but, or I have abundance, da-da-da-da-da, but they add a but to the end of their sentence, or if only, and the minute we do that, we negate everything we said at the first of the sentence. This is true when you're acknowledging and praising another. You don't give them praise and then say, but, or if only, because you immediately dissipate the energy that was put forth in the beginning of that sentence. So what I want you to know and to feel and to experience as you're living into this abundant life, it's not an abundant living, a knowing the resources when, I could feel that one. It's not when I stop sneezing that this becomes a good video. It's not when and if only or but. It is, this is the one statement of truth. I live from the abundance of the universe, the abundance of God that is ever flowing and endures. That supply is constant. It is inexhaustible. It is infinite. And I am the living presence that is bringing that awareness into the world. Now, as I live from that, that's a different kind of story and a different awareness. And I invite you to notice, where are you living from that abundance and relaxing into being as a result of knowing you are unconditionally supported. God bless you to each one of you. And may you know the truth of who and what you are and the ability to be a presence for this unlimited supply of good. Thank you, friends, for participating in our 21 days of abundant living. Thank you for participating in sending in your pledges, texting or emailing, or letting us know you're living these unity principles. Because what I know is that no matter how it is demonstrated up to this moment, the moment we claim and affirm and praise this living abundance and we begin to live from it, we transform from the inside out our reality. And that reality is one of joy and harmony and peace and an abundant flow of good in all ways. God bless you, friends. Have a great day.